Did 150K this week, roughly 93 miles, 117K on the bike, 93 miles, 3,300 yards swim, so about 2K and some change, and then roughly 16 miles on the run. Don't remember the kilometers, but roughly comes up to 190. So did that. Did my fastest swim, did a tough bike workout where my trainer broke, and then also started looking into some more supplements like creatine to add to the rotation of just multivitamins and fish oil, and obviously electrolytes and carbs. So that's the week. Let's dive into it. All right, Monday, we got a swim. It's roughly later in the afternoon. First long swim or a late swim on a Monday. About an hour, 10 minutes, 2,800 yards. And to get excited, I'm going to have some ice cream. All right, the swim whooped my ass. Sometimes you need to be humbled. Slowest, I was like a 210 per 100 meters, so the slowest I've ever done. I don't know what happened. Just in a lane by myself the entire time with some longer ones, so just maybe overthinking and pushing the wrong ways. But sometimes you need those small little moments. But still glad got through the swim and chilled out. Now I'm going to go to got to do a comedy show, so we're going to do that. Get my mind off of swimming finally. Tuesday, going on the bike. Today's sprint interval. Again, these intervals are just, I guess I'm 21 weeks out. It's picking up. We're doing a main set warm up, 5 minutes or so, and then a little hard acceleration for 5 minutes. And then the main set is 20 sprints at 40 seconds zone 5, 20 seconds zone 4, and then a 2-minute break after 20, and then do it again for 15. So roughly 35 minutes of zone 5, zone 4 for 1 minute alternating. So it's going to be a grind, but we're going to get after it. And then lift a little bit, do some upper body to try to get through the demands of what these sprints are becoming. I don't know, they just blow me out of the water every time. So let's do that. We're halfway through and it's cooking. I mean, the 10 seconds or 20 seconds at 3:10 is incredible. Back down into like a 260, which is my FTP. Brutal. Feel the legs. First time I've had to take like an actual couple minute break in a long time, but 15 more sprints to go that are a little bit harder. So keep working one sprint at a time. 27-week streak. Not stoked on it. For some reason, the ERG, which helps set the resistance, cut out with my last 3 to go, and I just couldn't get it turned back on. So had to cut a little bit short, but that's it. Check this out. I haven't seen this before. This is lotion with Q10 and creatine in it. And it made me start thinking, like, if creatine, like from what I know, should I start taking creatine? And I've never really taken creatine. I've had friends who've done it, and I've looked into it a few times. And basically what I know of creatine, we have it in the house, is that it's great for short duration efforts in terms of power performance. I think there's studies that show on the bike, like if you're doing a sprint, you're going to see better performance in that up to 90-second range. See, here's some creatine. You're going to see better performance in those sprint durations, but in terms of utilizing it for, I don't know, endurance-based sport, it's not going to make a huge difference to your endurance. But where I start to think about it more as I get closer to my Ironman date in October, so, a few months out here, is that it's great for muscle recovery. I think it depends on the dosage that you're using, because historically, what comes to mind when you think creatine is bodybuilders and putting on weight and strength training for those short bursts, heavy exertion, or rates of perceived effort are being relatively higher. But if you're just using a smaller dosage, again, I'm just a regular dude. I'm a guy. I'm not a scientist, right? But if you're, using a regular dosage of like 5 to 10 grams, depending on your size, more so for recovery, and you're kind of being more conscious of your weight. You don't necessarily have to do it every day, but relatively consistently. It is going to help a little bit in terms of, kind of the strength and some of those sprint thresholds that you do, or maybe a little bit in that recovery. You just have to watch out for the water retention. Some people get bloating, some people get cramping. And so you kind of have to test it out. But it used to be like, I have to use people would be like, use 30 grams a day. That's a lot. So maybe start little. I'll link a couple videos that I've watched in the past that I think explain creatine use case very well. Ultimately, I think if you go into it using the mindset of it's not going to be a revolutionary game changer for endurance-based sports, but it might help with that recovery. It might help with some of those short burst sprints. And if that's what you're training towards, pushing serious power in short amount of time, then it may be beneficial. Or it may be beneficial just to recover for some of those harder efforts. So that's kind of my take on creatine. I didn't know it was in lotion. It kind of sparked all those thoughts. So now we're going to go do comedy.
Look at that. We're back. It's Wednesday. Dude, I'm so tired. I don't know what happened. Just hit a huge wall. So maybe this is one of those workouts where, like, it just slaps. Because, I don't know, I'm expecting low expectations and maybe it goes so smooth because my brain can't really think. So doing some running, primarily zone 4 for maybe 4 or 5 minutes at a time. And then we'll do a little bit of legs, some squats and whatnot to round it out. But we're back at LA Fitness, so we'll see.
Just finished the run. Dude, I'm sweating so much. You can see through my shirt. Dude, what is this? A wet t-shirt contest? My eyes sting. So much salt. So that was gonna lift in the gym, but I'm just gonna go home and lift in the garage because I'm way too sweaty right now.
We're locked in for the swim today. This is crazy. Been wearing these all day though.
All right, we did the swim. Monday, whooped me. Came locked in, you saw that. And then I busted out some of the fastest 100s I've ever done. So that was rewarding. A minute 37 on one of them, I was cooking. I don't think I've ever broken a minute 45. So something was clicking. It felt okay. Form breaks as you try to go that hard, but overall, pretty good workout. I think 2,400 or 2,500 yards I think on the 100s portions during the efforts, it was probably a 146 average. So you got to take the small wins when you swim. And so what I bought is this guy. Small wins. Off day, watching the Knicks-Pacers game. My question is, I played basketball for a long time. I never heard about it, but I wonder if the pros just might like triathletes do, because the games are 2 hours long, right? At least 48 minutes of active play time. And some of these dudes are massive, right? 6'10", 260 pounds. I wonder if their nutrition from the bench and their trainers, if they do any type of carb mixes or like sodium electrolyte balancing. Because obviously NBA has always been Gatorade, Powerade, etc. So I'm very curious, if anyone knows, if any of the pros actually take a special formula. Like I'm sure LeBron does, right? Takes care of his body. But like, do any of these other players, or they just all do electrolytes? And if so, why? Or why not? Like, is there an opportunity for them to utilize carbohydrates and sodium that's going to help performance instead of just electrolytes? Who knows? But very curious to see. Maybe I'll try to do some research. Just at 60 miles, 3 hours 15. Way too much carbs. I'll show you why, but this post run, brutal. Heart rate up, stomach heavy. So finish this out, show you what happened with the carb mix. All right, back from the run. So what happened was I was out of my bag of scratch. So I found a good discount, but the shipping takes longer. It wasn't going to be here for today's ride. So I bought, this pack, usually an 8-pack, for like $15 or something from Amazon to get it here, just to continue practicing nutrition. The thing is, each one of these is 200 calories and 50 grams of carbs. So for a zone 2, 3 hour, 15-minute ride, that is roughly 1,200 calories and 300 grams of carbs, which is way too much. 300 grams or 100 grams of carbs an hour for me is way too much. I'm not putting in that type of effort. Normally when I do it, I do like maybe 70 grams of carbs to 80. So you can definitely feel it was thick. I also ate too much for breakfast, so you can tell the difference. That's why we do this practice, right? So I just felt awful, man. That was bad. But the new bag should be here soon. But dude, expensive, right? Basically, there's 2 packs left. That's all this was. Look at the damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those bad boys. So tomorrow we got the run. Hopefully that feels way better.